Hey, it's Coach here. So, somebody was having a hard time figuring out how they could listen to just the return of a reverb using solos. And it makes a lot of sense because usually in Pro Tools, we're using SIP, so solo in place. And this is kind of how that works.
It's our shit to kill until a little in the middle.
Solo is the channel.
It's our shit to kill until a little in the middle. So you go.
Channel and the verb.
It's our shit.
Just the verb, no reverb. Why? Well, it's not sending anymore. So you might think, well, let's change the send to pre. So we can do that. And sure enough,
It's our shit to kill until a little in the middle. So you.
but if we change the level of the fader, let's say like it would be in a mix, let's say you've automated it,
It's our shit to kill until a little in the middle.
no effect whatsoever, which is probably not what we want when we're listening to our verb. We want to hear it at the level that it is in the mix from the send. So what's the solution? Well, there are other solo modes, and we're going to have a look at these quickly. So the one you want to look at is AFL, which is after fader listen. If you do that, it's going to come up and give you a dialog saying you don't have a output path for it. So we're going to set that up. And sure enough, here in the IO setup, this is just within Apollo, we're going to set the AFL/PFL path to our monitor path we're currently using. And if we check it out now,
It's our shit to kill until a little in the middle.
we hear the return of the verb and the behavior is as we expect it. Now, this is set up to work more like a mixer desk where you have a separate monitor path for your solo. So that's kind of how you would do that. It can get a little bit complicated depending on your routing, but it's worth having a little dig around in the solo modes if you're not really familiar with them. It's a common one that people who kind of don't come from the old school world miss, and it's here. AFL and PFL versus using solo in place. All right. Hope that helped. Cheers.